Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
So, Basketball Wives star Brittish Williams is about to do time after pleading guilty to 15 charges, including fraud, involving things like stealing social security numbers, PPP fraud, opening up fraudulent bank accounts, getting rental assistance for a state that she didn't even live in. Child, the list goes on.
What else are you gonna do besides pander, rob, steal, try to trick some girl up out of her baby's check or something?
Now, they often say that people get caught up trying to keep up with the Joneses. Well, sis was keeping up with the Joneses, the Jenkins, the Johnsons. She's keeping up with everybody, but now everyone is going to have to keep up with her in jail. We are going to get into that and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this and so much more. Now let's get back into it. Basketball Wives star Brittish Williams, who received notoriety after appearing on the third season of Basketball Wives LA in 2014, has found herself in a heap of trouble that is more than likely going to land her in jail for quite some time. Now, being on a show like Basketball Wives, we get to see the lives of the rich and famous. Nice cars and homes, designer bags and shoes. They seem to have it all, but behind closed doors, a great deal of it is all a facade. Many of these people don't live too much more differently than you and I, and it seems like the life of Brittish Williams is starting to unravel just that. Now, in reading this 20-page court doc, I'm not sure who the mastermind was in this scheme that Brittish was involved in that ended up defrauding the government into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Whoever had this bright idea had to be the dimmest bulb in the light bulb packet, cause baby, let's get into it. So let's start from the beginning. In 2018, Brittish opened up 3 bank accounts with 2 different banks and used different business names, personal names, and social security numbers. Every time she used a social, she only changed the last digit. Now, sis, if you're a beginner in crimes, just say that, cause you know what? Let's go ahead and continue. So on March 13th, she opened up a bank account. Now, this bank account is with Busey Bank, and she used the name Brittish Sierra Williams with the last 4 digits of the social 3303, and the business name is Label Whore. Now, on 9/21/2018, she opened another account with Busey Bank, and this time she just used the name Sierra Williams with the last 4 digits of the social being 3304. The name of the business was B.W. Gordon, LLC. Now, on 5/29/2019, she opened up a bank account with First Bank, and she used the name Brittish Sierra Williams with the last 4 digits of the social being 3305, and the name of this business was BCW, LLC. So the bank really wasn't on high alert then. However, checks started coming in from legitimate bank accounts paid to the order of defendant or one of the defendant's businesses without the knowledge or consent of the account owners. And this is listed below. So we have a check for $4,500, $4,800, $4,850, $33, $47.28. So she's got all of these funds coming into the bank account, and the people that own the account that the funds are coming from have no idea what's going on. So once she cashed these checks, she ended up taking the funds out and she had the actual cash in her hands. But when the illegitimate checks were then returned for insufficient funds, these 3 bank accounts that she had then incurred a loss. Those 2 different banks had to charge off those amounts because they were never going to get it back from her, and the total was $23,850.91. Now, in 2017, she used 2 different social security numbers to obtain lines of credit, loans, and other monies from different financial companies. One was Heights Financial, Discover, TD Retail Card Services, USAA Savings Bank, and Navy Federal Credit Union. Then in 2016 through 2019, she owned multiple businesses which generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in gross receipts. However, on the IRS form, she only reported that she made $15,000 for 2016, $15,950 for 2017. And then in addition to that, she also used dependents that weren't her own, claiming that they were her nephews and niece on her 2018 and 2019 tax return. And because of that, the IRS is stating that they lost a total of $29,366. So my thing is this: how are you making hundreds of thousands through your business, but then you're having to steal money. Like, you are definitely living beyond your means. Then they go on to say that on or about April 2020 until May 2021, defendant submitted or caused to be submitted 9 separate EIDL applications for businesses in defendant's name or otherwise associated with defendant, and 4 separate PPP applications for businesses in the defendant's name. The application submitted or caused to be submitted by the defendant contained false information regarding the business's income and payroll, as well as false information about defendant's personal criminal history. Now, if you didn't know, you can't be a criminal of certain crimes applying for these government loans. They go on to say that, moreover, records show that the funds paid by the SBA or United States Treasury to defendant as a result of these applications were not spent as intended, but rather they were used to fund defendant's personal lifestyle. In total, defendant was paid $144,400 in EIDL loan and grant funds for 2 of the applications and $52,647 in PPP loans for 2 of the applications. British took Michael Jackson saying don't stop till you get enough to a whole nother level, because sis didn't stop there. Okay, so then British got a lease for an apartment in Los Angeles, California, and that lease was for June 22nd, 2021 through June 22nd, 2022. Now, the rent was for $3,800. Now, this lease coincided with her residency for filming with the show Basketball Wives LA, and she was paid a salary. Now, with her salary, she was also given $4,000 a month for the apartment. So she got like an extra $200 left over for herself on top of the salary that they were giving her. So she did not have to come out of her own money for the apartment. However, Miss Greedy decided to go a little bit further, and on January 3rd, 2022, she applied for California COVID-19 rent relief program, which provided funding for California residents who had experienced financial hardship during COVID-19 pandemic. So on this application, she said that her annual household income was $50,000 and that she cited a reduction of hours in work due to the pandemic in applying for these rent relief funds. Now, on this application, she attested that the information provided in the application was true and correct to the best of her knowledge. So the gag is she was never a resident of California. She was still a resident of Missouri. She was only staying in California for the purpose of filming the show. In turn, the state of California did award her $27,801.96 for rent. This is rent that she was already getting for filming the show, so she got paid twice. I'm starting to feel a spirit of greed on sis, because she didn't just stop there. There's more. She now has insurance fraud. So between December of 2020 and December of 2021, she and one of her co-conspirators decided to defraud at least one insurance company by submitting false and fraudulent medical bills that incurred from a vehicular accident that she was a part of. However, the medical provider listed on the fraudulent bills has confirmed that the bills that she submitted are indeed fraudulent. They then have proof that she contacted the medical providers to get these old bills prior to submitting them to the insurance company. Like I said, I don't know who's advising her. I don't know if it's her plan, but whoever it is isn't that smart. The insurance company ended up depositing several checks into her account and several checks into her co-conspirator's account. The total that she received is $139,479.92. But wait, there's more. There's also tax evasion. Now, British has not filed a tax return since being indicted. However, on June 24th, 2022, she completed a W-4 for her current employer. Now, despite earning $90,000 a year for salary, British checked the exempt box on her W-4 to make sure that she does not have to pay taxes on any of the $90,000 she receives. The total known intended loss from defendants indicted and relevant conduct as outlined in this section is $446,082.99 plus IRS relevant conduct tax evasion loss. Now, initially, British did have 18 counts, but because she pled guilty, they took away counts 16, 17, and 18, so now she has 15, and the estimated total offense level she has is a level 20. Now with a level 20, she can do as little as 33 months or as much as 87 months. However, they don't always go on this sentencing guideline, and they don't have to abide by the sentencing guideline. They can actually go above that amount or they can go below that amount. It's up to the judge to decide. So I guess we will see how she will be sentenced. But right now, it's not looking good for Brittish. Brittish took to her Instagram and she said, anything I went through that a normal person would go through privately, I went through publicly. I hope my story, journey, and my growth can help someone going through something similar or stops the next person from doing anything that could possibly have them in the same situation as me. I am not ashamed. I am not fazed by comments or opinions. I am proud of the woman and mother I am today. Everything I've been through, I had to go through. I have learned patience, humility, and most of all, compassion for every walk of life. I don't believe in losses, just lessons to make better decisions in the future. Love you, and thanks for rocking with me, Brittish. What I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything that Brittish has gone through? Do you think that she was trying to keep up with the Joneses and it got way in over her head? Leave a comment, and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new episodes.